Okay, we have a bunch of Andersen casement windows in this home that are not operating properly. So I'm going to show you how to clean, lubricate, and adjust these casement windows. So the tool I'm using is a 5-in-1 tool to take this clip off. You want to disconnect the operator from the window. So I'm going to pause the camera because I'm not going to be able to hit this and film it at the same time. Okay, so there it is disconnected. And you want to lift this off. And then you want to hold it back in, out of the way. This is a tilt wash casement. It has this tilt wash lever. You're just going to kind of push it out of the way. And then you can take the window by hand, grab it here, and just push it open. Just force it open. And then you're going to clean all that dirt in there, and you're going to lubricate it. And I'll show you when it's cleaned, and I'll show you how to lube it. So I have some compressed air. I'm going to blow some of this stuff out. Then it's going to clean that up. And what I'm using to clean it up is this orange cleaner. That's what I use to clean it up. It works really well. It's cheap, but not that it's cheap. It works really well. It gets in there and it just takes all the dirt out. It even removes some rust if there's any rust there. And just wipe that all down. So you want to get the edge of the window real good. Inside here on the top, you know, remove whatever bugs you got. And just, this window tilts out, or it's considered a tilt wash, so it's a casement window, but you see how straight it is? You can get your hand back there if you need to clean the glass. But we're not doing that today, we're just doing this frame. And I like to, you know, get up in here, any dirt that I might find, and just clean it all up. I cleaned it all up. See, it's pretty clean in there. Alright, so now we're going to lube it. So this is what I use on the window. Use this dry lube. You can get this stuff at Home Depot. And you have to get dry lube so it doesn't drip all over the place. And then just spray it in there. On top. You want to get it in on that shoe, this little plastic shoe right there. That's what the window rides on. So you want to get some lube on that channel. Make sure there's no screws sticking up. That one's sticking up a little bit, but I don't think it's going to hit. And now you grab the window by hand and you just kind of muscle it in back and forth. And you're going to take your arm back out, hook your arm back on. Sometimes you can push it on, other times you need the 5-in-1. It's difficult to do with the camera at the same time, so I'm going to have to pause this. So there it is on. Bring your tilt latch back in, and this window works like butter. I can feel it. It's very easy to operate. Same thing, first, bottom lock first, and top lock. And that's it. That's pretty much a basic cleaning and lubrication of the window. That's all you need to do. It's pretty easy, but if you don't do it, these windows will rust. The hardware will rust, and the dirt will just get in there, and they'll start grinding, and before you know it, your operator is broken. I know we have a broken operator. It's this, people call it a crank. It's an operator. We got to replace a couple today, so when I do that, I'll film that and show you how to do that. Okay, this window, we're having a problem closing it. I just finished cleaning it and lubricating it. I had a hard time opening it, and I'll show you what you can see when you look at the, you see that line there on the sill? That's where it's rubbing. So we're going to go on the outside And look at the reveal. So, you can see, let's see. So it's pretty tight there, so we really can't go to the left with it. And it's pretty tight here. So what's happening is it's hitting, it's dragging. So in other words, it's leaning. And if you can look at the reveal on the bottom, you can see where it's hitting. It's coming down and it's hitting here on the inside, and it has to go up. And if we look at the reveal up top, we got some room up there. It's hard to see. Let me see if I can get up higher. So we got some space up top. Don't have much there in that corner. That corner's tight. So we're gonna have to raise it up. So what I'm gonna do is the sucker's really stuck. So what we're gonna do is there's a way this shoe slides in this channel. We're gonna take that screw out right there, and I'm gonna put a little shim underneath there, and we're gonna see how it goes from there. Okay, so you can use plastic shims they make. Actually work very well, but today I only have a cedar hinge, shim rather. So the cedar shim, I'm gonna stick it right in there, and we're just gonna have to experiment with it and see what width we need. Push it closed and see if that makes a difference. Fortunately, I can reach around the outside and just do this. And it's still hitting. It's hitting right along here. So the sucker has to come up more. So I'm going to, so I removed the screw. Wasn't much of a problem. And I could work on this one pretty easily. So you can see the thickness there. So I'm going to cut it down some and mess with it. And when I get it right, I'll re-video. Okay, so this is an extreme case. I'm gonna have to cut that shim back a little bit more, and we're gonna work it under there, close to the edge there like that, because I'll show you on the outside again when it's done that this window is an extreme case. It has a lot of issues. This is really the only way to fix it. So we're gonna put that screw back in. That's gonna be the shim, and we're gonna spray some dry lube on the vinyl and lube up this shoe. And the dry lube on the vinyl here, where it's just barely touching now, is going to help it skip over the top there, and it really shouldn't be a problem. They should be able to open this window. I'll show you from the outside before I hook it up. Alright, so here it is. So it closes pretty good. It's still, but it's up though now. It's, you know, it's up. It's maybe a 1/16, but that's all I can get out of it. Because look at how high I had to come there. I mean, that's like 1/4 of an inch, and there's nothing I could do along the side here because it's too tight. And right there, it's too tight. Normally, you could take the window out and adjust the hinge, and I would have to pull that hinge over to the left. But as you can see, there's no room to go to the left. There's nothing. So because of the way it's installed, it's a little out of square, and it's in, you know, this block, you know, and it's tight here too. You're not moving it. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. You just lift up in the corner. So let's put it back together again and let's see how it works. Okay, so I don't know if I filmed it in the beginning, but I had to basically punch this window to open it up. So now it's unlocked. So here we go, the operator, and it's closed. So now we're going to open it, and see that it's opening up, no problem. The dry lube leaves a little film behind that'll go away. I'll put that screw back in. I have to cut the shim down. The screw is no big deal. You know, you open the window up. I get my screw gun right here, and I could fit it in there. I could take that screw out And when I put it back, you just put it back snug. You don't sink it, just snug it up. And that's pretty much it. And this window, and I sprayed down here with the dry lube in case it touches just a little bit. And closes fine. Bottom lock, top lock, and that's a done deal. Okay, we're going to replace the operator on this casement. As you can see, it doesn't do anything. I already unlocked it, so I'm just gonna push it open, and you gotta kind of, even though it doesn't work, you gotta still mess with it. You kind of push it open. And so what we're going to do is take this piece of trim off here. This piece of trim comes off here. 2 screws here. And then underneath, I'll show you, there's like 3 screws underneath there. And we're gonna take this clip off. Take that clip off and remove this trim very carefully. We're going to razor knife right along here, because this piece goes into this piece here. This piece goes into this piece. This piece goes all the way to the ground, to the sill, and this piece comes across to it. So it's not on top. This goes into it. This is not on top. So I'm going to knife it along the bottom, knife it with a razor knife so the paint doesn't crack that badly. And then we have to carefully, you can see in there, get a pry bar in there, right in there in that crack, and slowly pry it up. And there's a nail. You know, I've seen some of these sometimes with no nails in them, and they just pop up, which is crazy because somebody was asleep in the factory. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. So if you're not familiar with taking trim off, take your razor knife and you just follow along the profile. Follow along the bottom, and then over here, same thing, kind of follow around a little bit like a puzzle. And I'm going to take these 2 screws out, and the handle's going to come off. The handle also has a screw. I'll take that handle off. I'll take the cover off. Actually, you know what? I don't have to take either of them off. I'm just going to pop this trim. All right, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I was right. This one's coming off pretty easy. I just stuck my 5-in-1 in there. Let's see if I can get the picture. There it is, right there. So right under there, and just kind of pried it up. And as you can see, it's coming up pretty easy. You gotta be careful, real careful here, because this piece here will crack real easy. So you gotta be really careful. You just gotta very gently just pry them up. But this one's coming up pretty easy. So I can't do this with 2 hands, so I'll have to pause this. Okay, so the screws are out. These are the screws that go into the cover. They're pretty long. So we disconnected this. It's 5-in-1, and there you have it. Comes right off. All right, let's go get the other one. And these are right-handed windows, by the way. When you buy these, you can buy these parts in Home Depot. This is a right-handed window, and the easiest way for you to remember that is the lock is on the right. Everything for Andersen is viewed on the outside. The hinge is on the right if you were looking at the window from the outside. So it's a right-handed window, right-handed casement, and that's a split arm. It's a split arm. Here it is right there. Let's get some light. Split arm operator. And let's see. It says it right there, right hand. See that right hand? That's a right-handed one. All right, so we're gonna take that out of the package. There's another part there. That piece we're not gonna need. That's that pivot piece there. I mean, you can replace it if you feel like it, but this one's good. There's nothing wrong with it. So I'm gonna pause this for a sec. So here it is. I popped it up. There's a nail there. You know, you can pull it up this way and you pull the head through the opposite way and you have no damage here. This was fairly easy to get past it. So you just have to be real careful on the edges. See how it sits in there? And same thing here, I got maybe one nail, I can do that. And there you have it, there's the trim. There's not much to it. This profile. So this guy has an alarm system, which is no big deal. Let's just not mess with it. Let's keep it where it's at. Just bury that when we put it back up. And clean this up. So where we got 1, 2, 3 screws there, and the 2 for the cover. So we're going to take those off. And get this one over here. Let's just take these suckers off. See if I can do this with one hand. Okay, I'm going to pause this because I'm having a hard time trying to screw with my left hand. So here it is out of the package. And I'd like to take a look at the inside of this thing. Some light. Anyway. Okay, so you see there's a gear in there. It's like a worm gear. And that's what breaks. That gear kind of gets disconnected in there somehow, and it breaks and it doesn't turn that arm anymore, and that's how they break. This is pretty simple to put on. Same thing, you just line up the holes. You're gonna have to turn this a little bit to get this arm back here, and then you know, attach it to there. But here's the broken one. See if I can show you where it's broken. I can do this at the same time. There's that gear. Okay, there's the gear. So now see, I'm turning it. The gear's turning. See it. The gear's turning and it's not turning the arm. So somewhere in there it's broken. This one's got a little rust on it too. You could always spray these up too once you open your window up. Now that you see what it looks like, and you can whip some white grease in there. It's easy to do when you're maintaining them and you're lubricating everything else. And that's pretty much it. You know, these windows have gasket here. You just clean them. If they're broken, you can pull them off and you can get replacements. They snap back on. And everything on this window is replaceable. This locking mechanism is replaceable as well. And it has, this piece comes up, you know, same thing. Mechanical, just spray it with some grease if you want. White grease I use on some of the mechanics, and the silicone is good for the plastic. But this window's in pretty good shape. We're just going to clean it up like we did the rest of them, put this operator on, and then I'll be back. Okay, so it's all cleaned up. There's the holes from the old one. You just line them up. It's as simple as that. And you know, reconnect that piece to there, and you know, push this down. Push this down, push the snap ring on there. And so I can't do it, once again, I only have 2 hands, so I have to pause it. Okay, so this is together. Thought I'd show you how it works without the trim. So anyway, it's all hooked up, it's all cleaned up, it's all lubricated. And there it is, the 3 screws and the 2 for the cover. And it works like butter. All right, let's put the trim back on. Now the trim is going to kind of snap right back on, and I'll try and film that too. Okay, so with the trim, just kind of line it back up, and we're going to use the same nail there because it's going right back in the same hole, looks like. So it's not a big deal. Anyway, line it up there, here. Now as you push it down, you have to make sure it doesn't get caught on that cover. So I'm going to see if I can do this and hold the camera at the same time. Just kind of lightly tap it there. See where I'm hitting it right there, not here, not back here. Right where it would be a weak spot. And then here, bring it down gently. here. Just got to keep your eye on it. And that's it. I'm gonna finish tapping it down. I'm gonna sink that screw with that nail with a nail set, and that's it. And then if you have some caulk, you just re-caulk it. You know, or let the painter do that. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how to adjust a Andersen, this is like a perma-shield door. It's hard because of the sun outside to see it. Anyway, that's what it is. So the lock needs to be adjusted. I can tell you right now off the bat, this is way too loose. This should snap in, and I'll show you when we fix that. So we're gonna open the door. First we're gonna do is close the door like that and check the reveal. So we're gonna step back and look at it and go, it's actually not bad. This reveal is not bad, but if you had to adjust it, you take the cap off here. Cap off here. There's a screw in there. And you put your screwdriver in so you kind of feel it. And then you can turn it, I believe counterclockwise, would raise it. Yep, there it goes. So, clockwise raises it. So, clockwise raises it, counterclockwise lowers it. And let's check the reveal, because I think it needs to go up a hair there. So let's look at it a bit more. Still a little wide at the top. So what you want to check is your height up here. I'm going to check right in here. And I still have, I have a good 1/4 of an inch. This is from a, that's an alarm. All right, so we're going to come back down here and counterclockwise, one click. There it is, right there. One click up. I'm going to close the door. It's about, I don't know, right about where you can eyeball this reveal. See, that looks pretty even now. So if you look at that space, all the way down, it's hard to tell because the lights. Let's open this. Let's do it this way. Okay, so that's not bad. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. I didn't install it. It's a little out of square, but it's not too bad. So what you want to check is when it closes, that it's touching the weather stripping on the outside all the way down. And it is. We have an interlock weather stripping here, which interlocks this piece on the operator. So you got a piece on the other side of the operator, you got a piece on a stationary door here, and you can see it, but it goes into that. So when you close the door, you're not going to have any draft over here. No draft. So that's it. This door's in pretty good shape. Not much to talk about. Not really much to talk about. And the lock doesn't work the way it should. So I'm going to show you how to fix that. So now, I'm going to open this up. We're going to get this tiny screwdriver here. And this says in and out on it. So we're going to go in. Let's see, we'll go in. Like one turn. And now we'll bring this closed. Now this here, where it says target, I think it says on there. And then this piece here has to obviously hit the target. And it's pretty damn good. So now we're just going to shut it like that. Now you don't have to slam this door. You just kind of push it shut like that. And then this is a big latch made like this, so purposely so you can grab it, come down here with your thumb, and when you push it, see, it can still be a little tighter, but it's clicking now. See the click? That sucks it in. Now I'm going to leave it for now because it's fine, and they didn't ask me to fix these doors, so I'm not going to mess with them too much, but I would make it a little bit tighter if it was my door. But that's it. And the screen doors are a different story. They have different adjustments on them. And this screen door works pretty good. So your adjustment is here. And what you usually want to do is bring this up. It's a little low. You usually want to bring it up a little bit higher. Bring them up a few clicks, same way. You go to close it. You check your reveal. The reveal is good on this one. So we're not going to mess with it. So that's a quick 1, 2, 3 on this door. I'm just going to show you one more thing. This door, see this piece right here? Point with a screwdriver. This piece right here is called a bug pile. It's in there, and it's like, it sits right against here. So what you do is when the door's closed, it's going to prevent the draft from coming underneath here. I'm going to show you the other door that's missing. And I'll show you what they did to try and compensate for it, which was not the right thing to do. This part here, this interlocking weather stripping here on this door rubs against here. It's just the way it's made. It just rubs against. So when you open this door and you hear it, hear that? So you can get some silicone spray. I'm using on the windows. You spray this piece here. If you have this door and it's squeaking or it's a little hard to open and close, the rollers are ball bearings and greased, and it's an internal unit. So if the door doesn't roll and the rollers are shot and they're rusted or whatever, you just replace the rollers. Take the door down, pop them out. And you could also spray up here with your silicone spray, and that'll make the door work pretty good. And the door rubs against here too. Anywhere the plastic rubs, silicone spray. All right, that's it for the door. Just want to show you what they did to this door here. See that piece they put on there? That's not good. This door, see, this door works pretty good. The lock clicks. See? I don't know if you can see it, but they're missing that bug pile that goes in there. See that space? They're missing it. That's why it's air's coming in the bottom of this door. That's why I put this thing on here. This is goofy. And what you do is you take the door down and you can order the stuff from Andersen. You can order every part for these doors. And you just do it the right way, you know? So that's it for the doors, for a quick rundown on how to adjust them.